Welcome to another edition of Senior Spectrum, a show designed for our Glendale residents 55 and older. In this episode, we will review some basic pedestrian safety rules, learn how important it is to have regular health checkups, and join a class of artists who use wood as their medium.
My name is Pat Hines. I'm the founder and executive director of Safe Moves, and we teach traffic safety to everyone from the ages of 5 to 95. The primary goal of Safe Moves is to give them an option in their own safety by teaching them the skills they need to make the decisions they need to be safe in traffic. And we're always hoping that people will take us up on the challenge, take the information, and make their own choices when they're walking and crossing the street. Pedestrians are being hit anywhere between every 5 to 7 minutes, any age group. People don't realize that traffic collisions are one of the leading causes of death of children and adults. And one of the things that we as a public and people who work in injury prevention know that it's an ongoing battle to educate people on how to be safe. Not only the ones who are walking, but also the ones that are driving. Children are more likely to die in a traffic collision than any other cause. Certainly, traffic collisions are killing more seniors here in Glendale than a lot of other causes. And that's the thing we need to be aware of.
The number one cause of vehicle versus pedestrian accidents is the driver failing to yield to a pedestrian, whether it be in a marked crosswalk or in an unmarked crosswalk at an intersection. Some of the other factors, other causes, would be a pedestrian that steps off of the roadway in a place where they're not supposed to, or steps out into the roadway in front of a moving vehicle before it was safe to do so.
The goal of the traffic safety program in Glendale is to work with senior adults and show them all the ways that crashes can happen and all the choices available to them.
I have red lights both on top and bottom. So nobody can go, right?
We share information with each other. They have life experiences, and they share those life experiences as they travel in the streets and sidewalks of Glendale. And it's a working kind of relationship to come up with some solutions in making everybody safe.
The biggest cause of pedestrians being struck in the city of Glendale is that they don't look around when they want to cross the street or go into a store or whatever. I don't think they are aware of all of the dangers that exist, and the dangers that exist are speeding vehicles.
There are pedestrians who feel like that pedestrian has the right of way so I can do anything I want, and they don't pay much attention. So it just depends on the individual case. Sometimes I think it's the pedestrian, and sometimes I think it's the car. Probably more often the driver who doesn't want to stop even though the law says he has to.
Glendale does fit this profile as far as the collisions and the factors in the collisions. Generally, the vehicle or the driver of the vehicle is at fault for the accidents, but at the same time, pedestrians are also a major factor in the collisions. Some of the actions that seniors can take to make themselves more visible, make themselves a little safer on the roadway when they're crossing, would be to wear some lighter clothing during darkness. They could also make more eye contact with the drivers in both directions, not to stare straight ahead or look down at the ground, but actually make eye contact the entire time, moving their head back and forth in both directions, looking at drivers while they're crossing the roadway.
As far as where it's safest for any of us, not only seniors, any city can be dangerous to any of us at any time if we're not paying attention. And I think here in the city of Glendale, where we have a very large population of seniors, and they're crossing and they're mobile and they're working and they're going to their recreational activities in the store, and they're out in their community using the sidewalks and the streets to get to where they need to go, that Glendale has seen more than their share of traffic deaths and injuries. And I think one of the things that's interesting to me is that to name a city the most dangerous, it's an interesting thing, but also Glendale's doing more than a lot of other cities to keep seniors safe. So it's a real interesting relationship. I've never had the experience that a city's been so dedicated to making sure that the oldest citizens are as safe as the youngest citizens. I'm really proud to be a part of the city's program.
I think the city of Glendale has done everything possible to make it safe. And this is very impressive to me because I've been in a lot of cities and I've done a lot of traveling, and I've never seen such concern about safety as we see here in Glendale.
Walking is a wonderful way to enjoy life here in Glendale, and the seniors are very lucky to live in such a beautiful city where walking is a very, very nice experience. But one of the things we try to remind seniors of, if you wear glasses, make sure you get your glasses checked. Be respectful of your body. Take care of yourself. If you're having trouble hearing, check your hearing. Hearing traffic is a very important element of being safe. Make sure you're walking in shoes that are comfortable and steady. If you have to carry packages, maybe carrying packages in a carrying cart is a much better idea than trying to hold too much as you cross the street. If your purse is too heavy, empty that purse out and carry only what you need. Here in Glendale, we've been giving out whistles to seniors so they can blow those whistles as they cross the street. It's a terrific way for those drivers to get off their cell phones, pay attention to you, and they're really a wonderful way to make sure you're alert when you're crossing the street as well. So seniors have been enjoying those whistles, and we're just grateful that we've had the funds to give those to seniors. But it's just taking a look. If you're going to go for a walk a long distance, know your safe route. Look people in the eye. Look like you know how to take care of yourself. Don't look vulnerable out there. Watch those cars, keep an eye on that driver, and make eye contact, and cross the street as safely as you know how. Enjoy life. Anyone can find out about our organization by going on the web, safemoves.org. You can call Safe Moves at 818-786-4614. We're in the Yellow Pages. You can talk to your local law enforcement or your local community groups who do anything with seniors or adults, and they'll put you in touch with Safe Moves.
From the streets of Glendale, let's move inside at the Sparheights Community Center and watch some talented people create very unique artwork.
I went to a mall there in Eagle Rock, and they were having a wood carving show, and it excited me. And I saw these gals sitting around with these cute projects and things, and I said, "Did you carve those?" They said yes. So I thought to myself, well, if they can do it, I could do it too. So I signed up and joined.
I retired in March of '82 on my birthday, March the 27th, and I never looked back. I just started carving.
I've been wood carvings after I retired in 1988. So I started about probably a year later, about 1989.
Well, I was sculpting and the clay got too heavy for me and the wood was lighter. And some friends decided I was supposed to start, and then they begged me until I started.
We heard about how they got started. Now let's join the class and see what they're working on.
My neighbor had a little girl in kindergarten back in 1983, and she said, "Jim, how about going to the school and showing the kids how to carve ducks?" So I cut out a whole bunch of little ones, just a little bit smaller than this, out of redwood, and had just a piece of sandpaper back then. I didn't have the sanding bowls. And each kid got a little duck and a sanding bowl. The little girls, they'd sit right there at the table and talk to me and ask questions. The little boys, they got their duck and they went way off in the corner and they did their thing by themselves.
What I'm working on now is a rather large relief, Pride of Lions. It's a little bigger than I thought it was when I started. But I like doing reliefs.
I'm working on this silly rooster today. It's going to be like this. This is the rooster. This is a banty hen, I guess, or banty rooster. Don't ask me what it'll be when it's finished.
The totem pole was a tree that was in my backyard. I had a bunch of work done, and I cut it down by accident. So we laid it on a couple sawhorses, and I carved on it. Off and on, it probably was several months doing it because it's a lot of work. Had to remove a lot of wood.
Well, my carousel horse, I'd done several horses. I like to see my progress.
Oh, this is a fungus from one of the dead trees, and my father found that in the woods. And he's from New Hampshire. We used to hunt and fish here. And anyways, I looked at it. He thought it was a bear claw, so I kind of carved it, and I put deer horns here.
Right now I'm working on different butterflies, I do smaller items, not bigger items, but I also sell at boutiques. So I do a lot of holiday things. These are for spring and Mother's Day.
In other words, is this a hobby you can do at home?
Oh, I have a little picnic table behind my garage. When it rains or when it's nasty weather, I don't.
Well, I work in my family room at home whenever I want to. I'm a widow, so I don't have anybody to take care of anymore. And so I work whenever I want to. And I go to a class on Monday, and I go to this one on Thursday, and I go to another one on Saturday.
Oh, it's just a hobby because I only come to the class twice a week. There's one in La Crescenta on Saturdays.
Finally, what do they do with this artwork?
I've probably got about 100.
I give most of them away. You know, my kids, you know, and the in-laws and my wife's friends, you know.
All over the house and in storage in various places.
Oh, I just have them at home. If anybody wants one, why, they can have it. I haven't had the family begging me for any pictures or anything yet, but I've got quite a few things.
I sell a few pieces, but not many. Most people don't, because of the time they put into the carving, they don't like to sell them.
We have a lot of fun. It's a good group of people, and I think you'll find that carvers are more relaxed. We get engrossed in what we're doing, and you forget your worries.
But all they have to do is come to the class, and they're a member. It meets here at the Spar Center. It meets every Thursday morning from roughly 9 to about 11:30. Everybody brings their own tools. I don't believe there's anything available at the center itself.
We learned how to walk safely. We watched a creative hobby in action. Now let's hear from Monica Fisher.
Health problems that seem to occur in seniors when they hit 60 and above, well, a lot of them are the same health problems that they have before that, but they seem to accelerate at that time. The ones that you really want to look for is high blood pressure, diabetes, things such as arthritis is a big thing for them. 55% of all the people that are over age 65 have arthritis, and also non-Hodgkin's lymphoma increases. They found that it's about 40% more in people over 65. You also see things like dementia, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and vision problems, hearing problems, and problems with falls. The use of health fairs can be very good for doing screenings because they offer a low cost or sometimes no cost way for seniors to be screened early for a lot of these types of conditions, such as bone density screening or blood pressure screening. And a lot of time they'll even do lab work, such as for diabetes and things like that. So that's why health fairs are so good for seniors specifically.
We're here every month introducing our health plan, letting them know there's other options. They have a choice to choose a plan. Just being on Medicare. A lot of seniors are confused with all the Part Ds happening and a lot of Medicare changing. So we're here to help them to understand and to choose the right plan to help them to cover their healthcare needs.
And every month we do something different. We have been doing a different screening and answering questions. We do a presentation about the changes with Medicare, so the members here are aware of what they need to do in case they don't have all the information that's being outreached to them. It is very confusing, so we want to be here to clarify and make them feel comfortable and confident of our information.
I went to the health fair today. I took the glaucoma, blood pressure, I took the test they call for bone density, and it's great.
It is geared towards those Medicare recipients, and we actually want them to stay healthy. So we offer everything up front so they are able to go to the doctor, to have their exams done, all the medication covered, unlimited. So we are very different from the traditional health plan that's out there.
Well, if you want to mitigate some of these problems, it really starts early in life. I mean, you want to continue doing good lifestyle choices. And you can, even if you haven't, you can start. And those are, be sure that you have plenty of exercise, plenty of good nutrition, and also that you want to watch your weight, and you want to get screened, have health screenings to check things and do preventive care.
Monica, that was some great information on how we as seniors can monitor our health needs. Thanks for joining us. If you have a topic or issue you would like to see explored in the next Senior Spectrum, please contact me, Vicki Gardner, at 818-548-4844. See you next time.